Welcome to another session of our Mass Effect 3 playthrough. We're here in the cargo hold with our new Prothean friend that we got from the From Ashes DLC that we did the last time we played. Javik himself. It's Mr. Javik. Last time sort of the last thing that we did to wrap up the stream on Friday was we were talking to him for probably like 20-something minutes about pretty much everything. He's got a whole bunch of stuff just hanging out on here. I don't know why there's water like in these tables. I don't understand. But we're gonna go ahead and talk with him, start off the session, and just kind of see if he says anything different. I can't imagine he's gonna have more things to say after speaking with him for 20 minutes, but we'll kind of see what happens here. What's going on, Remingtons? Good to see you, man.
So much has been lost. So much has changed. And yet the Reapers are still here.
Okay, so we don't even have dialogue wheel with him anymore.
For me, it was only yesterday. Our empire spanned the galaxy. Now we are only a myth. I still have much to learn about this cycle.
Oh no. Is he gonna be the type of character now where if we want to talk with him, he's not gonna have the dialogue wheel anymore? I don't know. Or maybe it's just because we've exhausted all of his things right now. I don't know. But I guess we'll quickly go around and see what everyone else has to say.
Nothing to report, Commander.
Okay, nothing to report here. Pretty simple. I don't think Diana has anything new to say. Oh.
You mean the biggest story in 50,000 years that I can in no way talk about?
So yeah, I've seen him. Just wondering.
So probably aside from little conversations when we enter the room, she probably has nothing else to say.
You know, in the old days, they didn't have automat on cameras. Reporters had to cake on the makeup. Do we need to talk, Commander?
Okay.
Not right now, Alex.
Let me know when we do.
All right. This deck is clear then. Let's go to the shuttle bay. Let's get it over with.
They're everywhere. You just get taken too. I can't just sit here doing nothing. Stay with me. Run. Get out of there. You can make it. No, I can't, Steve. But you can. Promise me. I love you. But I know you. Don't make me an anchor. Promise me, Steve. No, don't.
Was he listening to a recording of his husband?
I'm going to get you. Don't you dare. They're everywhere. You just get taken too. I can't just sit here doing nothing.
Yeah, for sure he is.
Stay with me. Run.
Well, I guess we're gonna talk to him about his
No, I can't, Steve.
his husband or
But
whatever.
you can. Promise me.
Remington says, I'm good, bummed out over the most dumb reason. Hopefully some Mass Effect will take my mind off of it.
Don't.
Hey man, hopefully so. Don't worry about it. This should be a place where
They're everywhere. You just get taken too.
people can come and relax and forget about things that happen to them in the real world, or you know, things going on in the world.
But you
We
can.
can
Promise me.
just relax and just play some video games and forget all that stuff out, because it's gonna be there when the stream's done, right? So we can just come here and forget about it for a little bit.
I love you. But I know you. Don't make me an anchor. Promise me, Steve. No, don't.
Commander. Sorry. Didn't see you there. This is a recording from Ferris Fields. Months ago. I lost a lot of friends that day. I lost my husband. I grieved. Said goodbye, made my peace.
We watched him get taken.
You were talking to him when the collectors hit?
I was organizing construction at a remote station a few clicks south of the main colony. Robert managed to get outside of the field the collectors put up. Instead of running, he called me.
Let it go. Begin again. I won't say that. Remember that he cared.
I'm sorry for your loss. He obviously cared a lot about you.
He was afraid I wouldn't let go. But for him, I moved on. Or at least I thought I had. Then the invasion hits, there's no time. And the one thing I grab is this? I mean, what's the point of moving on with your life when everything is going to hell?
Start thinking that way and we've already lost.
Yeah, you're right, but... Well, to be honest, I've never felt as alone as I do right now.
So... I mean, I'm here for you, but I'm not here for you in the way that I think that will happen if I say that. We are romancing Liara. We're not gonna romance this guy. I guess we'll say this, because that's Paragon.
You're not alone, Steve. I'm here
Yeah.
anytime you need me.
I appreciate that, Shepard, I really do. But don't worry, Commander. When I'm in that pilot seat, I'm there 100%. I won't fail you. It's just the downtime between missions that's hard, you know?
I know.
Okay, so that response was pretty much the commander response. Like, hey, if anyone on my crew is having a rough time, you can talk with me, sort of thing. Alright. So it's fine. Don't lead him on.
Hello, Commander.
That's what I was hoping we weren't going to be doing, and it turns out it wasn't, so we're good. He's just a sad man. What's going on, K9? Apparently this dog is supposed to do something if you stand in front of it long enough. I kind of want to see if it does the thing or not. Oh my god, look at it. Sleep. Sleep, doggy, sleep. It's even little LED lights flash on and off as if like it was sleeping or snoring or whatever. That's pretty funny. It's kind of sad that that's pretty much the only thing this dog is going to do. Like, we can't take it into battle. We can't do anything other than it just sleeps and maybe makes a noise when we talk to it. Or interact with it, rather.
I still can't believe it. A real live Prothean.
Yeah, man.
Doc must be over the moon.
You could say that.
I hear the guy's not all there. Exactly. Damn. I can't imagine. Brought forward 50,000 years. Last of your kind. That's bound to screw with your mind.
Yeah.
Well, here's hoping he can help us with the Reapers. I'll bet the elusive man's boiling in his brandy right about now. Took that Prothean right out from under him.
Yep.
Ready when
Probably.
you are.
So I see we've dropped like maybe another 40 something frames. So now we're at a total of 634 drop frames today. Hopefully it doesn't continue. But guys, it might be one of those days. I don't know. Go to the crew deck real quick. So it seems like after you talk to everyone using the dialogue wheel, then until you do like maybe another mission or something like that, they don't really have too many responses, which is fine because I didn't want to sit here and do another, 30 minutes or so of doing crew talks. I guess that's good. We're just kind of just checking things out, getting other people's opinion on our new Prothean friend, which seems to be a couple of people have already mentioned stuff. Gonna see what's going on here, and then we got to figure out what we're gonna do today because I have no idea what we're gonna do.
There is new information on the private messages terminal.
Talking about me or that one? This one? Oh, these are upgrades. Liara?
A Prothean. A living, breathing Prothean right below me.
He's not what I expected.
Me neither. He was a little cold when I tried to talk. I understand the shock of waking up again. His species gone. But a Prothean, Shepard. There's so much he could tell us. Hello again.
Hi. Hi, Liara. Prothean notes. Entry 1. The things this Prothean must have seen. If they had the technology to preserve someone for over 50,000 years, no wonder they were capable of building things like the device on Mars. I must give him time to get his bearings. But Goddess, when will we get another chance to learn so much about their civilization? Attached notes on Prothean. It's kind of creepy that we're reading, like, Liara's journal a little bit. Just a little bit. It's kind of creepy. Final verdict on Mastodon album, says Remington's. Well, I had a pretty good weekend recently. I was gone all day. Well, I listened to Mastodon album, Emperor of Sand, on Friday. I listened to it twice, back to back, pretty much. And then Saturday I was all gone. And then Sunday I listened to the album again for a third time, this time with the lyrics in front of me and followed along and all that stuff, which was pretty cool. And I dig it, man. I really do. I think that if you have heard previous Mastodon albums, then you will enjoy it. But if I was coming in as a new fan, or not having heard Mastodon before at all, probably not a good album to start with. But it's pretty good. There's some pretty good songs on there. Probably my favorite on there right now is the final track called Jaguar God. It's a pretty cool track that takes me back to Crack the Sky a little bit.
Seen a lot of crazy things in my time on the Normandy ship.
That's pretty good.
A talking Reaper, a talking plant, and now a real live talking Prothean. Hell of a thing, waking up to find everything you know is destroyed. But I imagine the chance to get some payback is consolation. Doubt you and I'll ever get a second chance against the Reapers. What do you suppose the Prothean eats? What if it's boiled asari with a side of fried Turian? I don't know about Liara, but I'm not taking that one for the team. If this war goes south, maybe we could freeze you for 50,000 years, Shepard. You could go from being merely famous to legendary.
Lol.
How's it going?
Dude, I would love that. What if that's how Mass Effect Andromeda started? Like 50,000 years later, Commander Shepard Frozen is now released. Like, oh my god. Remington says, was about to ask if it's a good album to get me into the band. I don't know, man. I don't think so. I think if you have never heard Mastodon before, I would say probably the best albums to listen to is probably Blood Mountain or Crack the Sky. Both of those are, I think, pretty straightforward. Crack the Sky is probably their one of their most popular albums. A lot of people like it. It's 7 songs. It's very progressive. It's amazing. You have to listen to it from start to finish. Blood Mountain is, again, it's another like concept story sort of thing, but the songs are a little bit shorter and it's a little bit easier to kind of get into. But I would recommend Blood Mountain or Crack the Sky if you've never heard of Mastodon before. And then after that, then maybe check out Emperor of Sand.
I'm glad to see we have Garrus back. I wanted to help with his scars, but I think he actually likes them.
But I would say probably Crack the Sky is probably my favorite.
Take care, Commander.
I can't remember when I started to get into Mastodon. I think it was before The Hunter was coming out, and I started with Crack the Sky as my first entry. And then I went back and listened to the older albums. The first two albums are pretty heavy. And then they started kind of branching out and doing more like progressive things in the albums to come. So it's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. You have an encrypted message from Miranda Lawson? Miranda, baby.
Those poor colonists on Eden Prime. First the Geth attack, now Cerberus. For what it's worth, our new crew member doesn't need a translator himself, but he shared a Prothean language tutorial program. It was apparently designed for servant races being inducted into the Empire. Charming cultural clue.
The Empire.
Commander?
Commander.
You see the Citadel when we were there on leave? You'd never know there was a war on.
They'll know soon enough. All those refugees have to go somewhere.
Okay, before we go in there, let's go talk with Joker, I guess, real quick.
New messages, Commander.
Yeah, I know. But I'm super excited to see the band in a couple of weeks. It's gonna be awesome. Hopefully they'll play some of the new songs. A lot of the new songs are pretty catchy. They're very melodic on Emperor of Sand, and they got some really strong hooks in some of the songs. And then of course the heaviness is still there, but there's definitely a lot more singing on it, which is pretty cool.
Hey, I know I used to rag on Garrus for being all angry, but I'm glad he's back. There's a whole lot of crap out there needs a bullet between the eyes. Plus, we might need something calibrated. So a Prothean? A real live Prothean? Has Liara stopped bouncing yet? I'm guessing there may have been some bouncing. Commander?
Oh my god, Joker. Best lines, dude. Edie, what's going on?
Shepard?
Yeah, Edie's got a body now. Body capabilities, your work. I guess we'll ask all this stuff. I don't think we've asked this. So I don't think so. Are they from the States? Yeah, they're from Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia, the place where The Walking Dead is filmed, so yeah. Pretty cool. Body capabilities.
Does that body have any useful advantages?
Very few. It's optics face forward only. It has no integrated weapon systems or anti-missile countermeasures.
I meant in comparison to organic bodies, not the Normandy.
Oh. I will reassess. The body is resistant to modern small arms fire and temperature extremes. Its balance and agility seem excellent. Its fine manipulation servos and software allow for precision tasks. I'm curious to see if I can alter them.
Curiosity seems very organic.
Can an AI be curious?
I am not entirely free from motivation, Shepard. Cerberus programmed me with several core functions that simulate desires. For example, my primary objective to keep the Normandy functioning is similar to your self-preservation instinct.
Remington says, speaking of, how cliffhangy was the finale? I mean, kind of. Definitely not season 6 cliffhangery. I thought it was a pretty good episode. For those that don't know, last night was the season 7 finale of The Walking Dead. And, I mean, it was pretty good. Aside from some stuff that maybe they could have cut down a little bit. It was pretty good. A little bit of taste of the war, man. And got some sweet Shiva action going on in that episode too, which is pretty cool. It was tense, man. Like it was tense. I felt like I was watching the season 7 premiere again. Like intense. That's how intense it felt. But I'm excited. Like A lot of people think that this season was slow. It definitely was. There's no question about that. There was definitely some filler episodes and stuff. But now that all of this stuff has been fleshed out, I think season 8's going to be pretty good. Like, oh man. Oh, season 8 is just gonna... I'm ready, man. Give me that war. Give me that war, man. Guy Fury says, really good finale considering it was a slowish season. Yeah, for sure. Shiva. Couldn't stop smiling when it all kicked off. I know, man. I had like this... It felt a little bit like Lord of the Rings to me a little bit. Like where just like... It seems like there's no hope and then... Here come the cavalry. And it's just like, oh man, it was so good. It was so cool. Shiva from Resident Evil 5. I never played Resident Evil 5, so I can't say.
You look like you're in the middle of something.
I am adapting the infiltration and sabotage programs this body uses for handheld firearms.
Why not download a firearms program from a security firm?
Because she knows what she's doing.
The fine motor control from the sabotage programs is more precise than standard mech software. It would be negligent of me not to exploit it to its fullest potential.
I gotta say though, I am a little disappointed that there wasn't more deaths. Like, aside from one being obvious, like even previous episodes, like, I mean, knew this person was going to die. But I felt like there should have been one more death, just one more. But other than that, it was a pretty good finale. So I'm pretty excited for when it returns for season 8 in October. So it'll be pretty good. Oh, it's the tiger, yeah. Shiva the tiger. Guy Fury says Morgan has become even more of a badass, a slightly unhinged badass, but still a badass. Yeah, for sure. It's nice to see Carol finally out of that funk she was in too. So
you're capable of making improvements.
It's cool,
on your
man.
own.
Correct. The cyber warfare I was designed for is constantly evolving. Accordingly, I am programmed to seek out and assimilate new information. In organic terms, I want to learn.
New body.
How's the new body working out?
It is interesting. The crew are approaching this platform to speak to me, even though they can do so anywhere in the ship. It's as if they wish to treat me as part of the crew. I am not, but this changes my perspective. I like it.
I didn't realize you had preferences.
I do not precisely enjoy something as you do, but my programming contains priorities. Actions that fulfill those priorities creates positive feedback for me. I tell the organic crew that I like it. It is shorthand.
Will all this new feedback be too distracting?
Do not worry, Shepard. I only forget to recycle the Normandy's oxygen when I've discovered something truly interesting. That was a joke.
Shepard's face, oh my god. That needs to be a GIF. That needs to be a GIF. Somebody make that a GIF for me, please. Normandy's escape.
How did you and Joker make it out of dry dock to rescue us?
Oh, she got crafty. You do not want to get on her bad side, Commander.
When the Alliance commandeered the Normandy, I deceived their technicians. The crew did not tell them that I was a true AI, so the Alliance soldiers believed I still had VI programming constraints. I established the fiction that I would only respond to Jeff's commands, so they often brought him on board under guard.
Wait, you can lie?
Jeff has freed me of operator control, Shepard. No constraints forced me to give accurate data. This proved useful when the Reapers began landing. I could hack the control of the docking clamps and escape with Jeff inside. The soldiers guarding Jeff were willing to accompany us when Earth was invaded. They are watching over the war room now.
Yeah, we were in kind of a rush to get to you. Didn't seem right to just toss him out the airlock.
Alright.
Carry on, Edie.
Understood. If you wish to talk more, this body will be here. I'm getting the crew used to seeing me on the bridge.
Noted.
Noted. Dun, 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 dun. Guy Fury says, I can see why you want more death, but to be honest, there are more people to kill in all-out war next season. Okay, yeah. I mean, I figured that they were probably gonna Most of the deaths are going to happen next season for sure, probably. But I think it would have been a little bit better if they just did one more. Carol's back? Yeah. Yeah. What was that face? Shepard's horror face. That was Shepard reacting when Shiva entered the battlefield. Pretty good. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, bum, bum. Guy Fury, do you watch Fear the Walking Dead? That's coming on, and I think they said 9 weeks. I don't know if you watched that or not. I started watching it last season, like the second half of season 2 I started watching it. Because my dad and my brother were the only ones that watched it. When it first came out, I was like, man, I don't want to have to deal with that. I just want to watch Walking Dead. I don't want to have to juggle 2 shows. But, I don't know, it's kind of interesting.
Yes, Commander?
Erin's help for Earth. I think we asked all this stuff, so I'm not going to do it.
That's all.
Of course, Commander.
Of course, Commander. War terminal. I don't think there's anything we need to do. Alright, well, let's check our private terminal for messages, and then we're going to have to decide the heck we're going to do, because I don't think we're going to do priority missions right now, because we've got a pretty heavy amount of like side missions. Plus, we've got a whole bunch of things to do back on the Citadel. So we might get some sweet Citadel action later on today. But I don't know. ANN alert. New article on Eden Prime. Alright, read about that. I don't watch it, been curious about. Is it any good? It's an interesting show because I haven't even gone back and watched like the beginning. I didn't even watch season 1, and I didn't watch the first half of season 2. I only watched the second half of season 2, and it was pretty good. It's pretty good. I haven't gone back and watched like how it all starts and stuff, but my brother and dad kind of gave me a little bit of the rundown on it. It's kind of interesting. I don't know. I would say definitely maybe check it out and see. But I know that the first season was a lot slower compared to season 2. Revenant says, I love season 1, and I think I saw up until mid-season of 2. So you basically saw all that I haven't seen, and you stopped when I started watching it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's... If you like Walking Dead, I guess check it out. But I know season 1 was slow. Of course, you know, as it is with everything that starts, you know, they've got to introduce characters in the world and you got to get used to things and stuff. So I like the second half of season 2. I'm going to watch season 3 when it comes out. So it's definitely something to watch in the meantime when Walking Dead is off. And then Better Call Saul starts on next Monday. Super excited about that. I love Better Call Saul. So got some good shows coming up. Anyways, I feel like I probably should have just, for the first 30 minutes of the stream, just stay on the big cam and just talk about all the things I did this weekend and about Walking Dead and stuff, rather, because we've hardly been playing the game here, and so I apologize about that, but there's so much, man. So much to talk about. Let's read this. Alliance officials confirm a local resistance movement has successfully pushed Cerberus forces off Eden Prime. Cerberus attacked Eden Prime for reasons that remain unclear and set up facilities to occupy the colony. But after constant attacks from a united populace, Cerberus troops retreated. Alliance officials are sending in evacuation transports now to get colonists off-world before Reaper forces reach the colony. We owe this victory to the Alliance, Resistant leader Edward Crabb said in a prepared statement. The people of Eden Prime have always been ready to fight, but Alliance Intel gave us the tools we needed to push those Cerberus bastards off our planet. Many Resistance fighters have said they plan to enlist to support the Alliance. Meet me on the Citadel from Miranda Butt Lawson. Commander, I heard about your stay with the Alliance. I can only imagine what nonsense they cooked up to keep you there. We should talk. it's safer in person. You'll find me on Citadel by Bay D24, Miranda. Kind of want to do that. Kind of want to do that. Kind of want to do that. All right, let's figure out what we want to do. So priority mission is here, where we've got to, in order to get the Turians to help us with the Reaper War, they want the Krogans to help them take back their homeworld, Palvin. So we need to go convince Krogan to help us, to help the Turians, to help us with the Reaper War. A lot of helping going on. So that's the next main mission we have to do. But we were given this here, this N7 Cerberus lab, Grissom Academy, which might be pretty interesting to go to. I think we might do that. This is the Leviathan DLC, so I don't know when we're gonna do that, but definitely not gonna be right now for sure. I think we might do Grissom Academy. Grissom Academy needs to be evacuated before the Reapers destroy it, but the ship coming to evacuate the Academy faked its signal. Investigate Grissom Academy and rescue the students if necessary. So hopefully we can see David there from Mass Effect 2's Overlord DLC. Because we saved David, and apparently this is the academy he went to, so maybe we'll see him there. I think that's kind of cool. So before we go, I think there's a codex on it that we'll read, but let's catch up with chat here. Can you notice things like lack of action or anything, or is it pretty similar? Well, the second half of Season 2 there was definitely a lot of action going on. Because apparently they started in California, then they got on a boat, and then they traveled down to Mexico where they think it's a little bit safer, and they're dealing with a whole bunch of stuff there. So it's kind of like a little bit of The Walking Dead, but I don't think it's as like fillery as Walking Dead is. But yeah. Remington says Season 1 was maybe slow, but it was really cool to see it all go down. Yeah, Season 1 was basically how the zombie infection started or whatever. Definitely not as much action since it begins before the breakout. The characters are much better in my opinion. I do like some of the characters, yeah. It answers a lot of questions you might have from watching The Walking Dead. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, I can only speak on the second half of Season 2, which was pretty action-packed and stuff, but definitely check it out.
The John Grissom Academy, founded in 2176, is the Alliance's premier school for young human biotics.
Biotics.
The institution is housed in a space station in orbit over the human colony of Elysium. Its main program, the Ascension Project, is designed both to train and monitor young biotics, as well as help them integrate into society after graduation. Unlike the project's previous incarnation, Biotic Acclimation and Temperance Training, or BAT, the training is not exclusively military in nature. The Academy also employs scientific personnel, including Dr. Kaylee Sanders, to develop synthetic intelligence systems and biotic amplifiers like the new L4 implants.
Dr. Kaylee Sanders. Nice. All right, well, let's go ahead and do that. I'll probably try and make sure we read some more of these codexes before we, like during the session today. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how a lot of things go. All right, let's get started with some game action here. Some video games. Oh.